right, that's it. That's good.
Not too bad.
So today I have a lot of slides to show. Well, I'll make it quick, but there'll be a little bird quiz in there. There might be a little challenge for you to decide what's more fun to band, whether it's the Raptors or the Songbirds, and you try to figure out how do you get more bang for your buck. But the question I wanted to ask was, how did you get interested in birds? I'm just going to pick Henry again. How did you get interested in birds?
From my dad.
Yeah.
Actually, he was a bird watcher, so I grew up with it.
Do you remember the moment?
No. They're always there at the yard.
Warren just told me.
I remember the moment. It was driving to Alaska from Ohio, between high school and college. My friend's mother was a bird watcher. She threw a pair of binoculars and a bird book in the car. Said, "Watch the birds, boys. They'll be interesting." So we did.
That's great.
Margaret, do you remember?
I was trying to think. I grew up in New York City, and I think my moment was when I found an injured pigeon, and I wanted to save it. And I called the ASPCA, and they had no interest in saving it. They told me they would come and take it. And I don't even remember if they did, but that was my moment.
Anyone else? I'll pick Lawrence. Lawrence, you? Do you remember when you got interested in nature? Or?
Well, the earliest age, typical little boy stuff, flipping rocks, trying to catch fish in a local creek. I think I'm not even sure I'd still call myself a birder compared to the folks in this room. But when I started spring turkey hunting many years ago, after the state reintroduced some birds, some turkeys to Vermont, I kept a journal in spring of all the birds that I saw or heard that I could positively identify. And it became kind of addictive. Where I was always going out trying to fill my turkey tag, but hunting different locations just so that I could add different birds to that spring list.
I think that's what happens. You can identify the hook. When was that moment? And mainly what they all have in common is that they get your interest and they motivate you and you want more of it and you just can't seem to get enough. So for me, it was, I think I was in 3rd grade and I got a puzzle on owls. I had no interest in birds, but also came from a hunting background. My parents, my family deer hunted. But I did this puzzle, and by the end of it, I had 19 species of owls. I knew, so then owls, they're cool, so how do I find out more? And there was Ward Pound Ridge Reservation near New York City, it's north of the city, and every Sunday I would go there and walk through the pine forest finding owl pellets, and I'd go to every different pine forest there was and try to find owl pellets. Then I went to their museum, which you're soon going to have a visitor center, and I would stare at the mounts of all the raptors, and I just fell in love with it. And then somebody mentioned that there's a bunch of people that go out and go bird watch. And I was like, do they do hawks? Well, sure, they do hawks. And they sit up on a ridge and they count migrating raptors. So I did that. And then there were songbirds. Tried that. Songbirds are really cool too because they come in different plumages in the fall. And then you're hooked, you're done. So, but I think what all that has in common is something similar to what we have here. For me, it was Bedford Audubon, and the people of Bedford Audubon took me out as, I don't know what I was, maybe 6th grade, 5th grade, and I forgot money. They'd buy my lunch, and my binoculars had soda in them, and they let me use their, but they did everything to encourage. And that's what we see here with Otter Creek Audubon. Tons of things that they do. They visit the classroom. Carol's always in classrooms. But everybody has a Ward Pound Ridge Reservation, and for the people of Addison County, it's Dead Creek. It's the best classroom that there is. And so what I did was I went through Audubon and got interested in birds, and then kind of the evolution is you learn about bird banding and then raptor banding, and I got my banding license. Had a job in Middlebury working with high school special ed kids. We would do academics in the morning and work-based programs in the afternoon. And for science that I would teach, we studied birds. So we would get in the bus every day, out the door we go, and Normally it was coming down to Dead Creek. We had a hawk banding program in which we would catch migrating birds of prey. Here's a student taking one out of the net. We also dabbled in owl banding. Some of you have been there. You said tonight that you've been there. And you can see the faces on the kids. And I've been seeing faces like this throughout the day, whether it's at Dead Creek Day or Goose Roundup. It's all those smiles that we see. In the springtime, we take the kids road trapping. We'd be driving down the roads and dropping ball shattering traps and catching them. But always about the birds. And in this high school special ed program, it was a way to motivate students to want to learn. Reading and writing was difficult. How do you motivate them? Well, give them something that is theirs, something that they have the knowledge about that really others don't. This is an assistant educator climbing up a silo, putting up barn owl nesting boxes. Previous slide, we dabbled with decoys, and that was a fun project. But we try it all. We get out there and try to hook the kids. One of my favorite projects was working with Middlebury College students, and they had songbird banding station with Steve Trombula, and we had a bird banding club. We would bring students down, and they would observe. So in the field, the college kids who you might not pick out there, but they usually have the bigger smiles, because they're holding a raptor. And so they would band the songbirds, and they would learn about the feather tracks and doing good science. They really wanted to learn good science. And they would teach our students about the birds and expose them to them. And then about midway through the season, we would invite the college kids to our owl banding demonstration. They'd throw the birds away, they'd turn, and they're like, when can I do this? And they'd pull out their phones and they want contact information. So then what we do is we would drive through Middlebury College and pick up all the college kids on our way to our banding station. There'd be 5 college kids. And as our students are teaching them about the hawks, they're pulling out their notepads. And Middlebury Elite is learning from our Diversified occupation program. But what a great connection it was. And the energy that the college kids brought was just fantastic. But it's all about the smiles. So you're not going to, I learned this a long time ago, you're not going to teach a kid anything if you don't have their attention and if they're not enjoying themselves. And you have to enjoy yourself as well. So as you know, we have a MAPS program. So we do a little citizen science project as well, which there's a lot going on the preserve. To do a citizen science project, it really takes a group of people who want to get up at 3 in the morning and are dedicated to a certain task and have a special purpose in mind. But also, you got to get t-shirts. There's something about t-shirts that really makes you a teen, and that is a classic. And then you get the hooks. This is what hooked Ryan. When Ryan was just a little boy, he was all about the northern cardinal, and that one bird hooked him. And you never know; it could be the puzzle, or it could be the trip to Alaska. So it's great that everybody's exposing kids. And this is my thank you to everybody for doing things like that. And then here's the bird quiz, I guess. Who wants to do that one? Yellow. And then common yellow. Indigo bunting. So then if you don't really know, there's always the book, but you know, this is also, it's pretty complicated. So when you're looking at the birds, they're asking you age, sex, weight, wing chord, you gotta do fat analysis. You gotta look at the feather tracks, you have to back up your data by giving evidence as far as which feather. On this one bird, I wish Ryan was here, he would tell you it was the carpal covert. It's one little minute feather, and if you look at that, you can tell after second year to second year bird. So he's the real deal. And this looks like, these are 2 students of mine. It looks like I'm teaching them about this little sparrow. However, it's really not. It's Brian Cahart on the left is going, Mr. Olsen, you're getting it. You get it. It's so true. I'm not joking, right? You guys know, because he works at Braddock Bay Bird Observatory in Rochester, New York, and he's been going there for years. And he goes out in the spring and fall, and he's at par, and I would say surpasses the headbanders out there. So people come in and they want to pull rank on them. Well, I work at Cornell. Pretty soon what they're doing is they're asking Ryan. Peter Pyle, who wrote the book on bird banding, the Bible, co-authored a paper with Ryan while he was out there. He was so impressed with him. And we'll compare all that beautiful, nice T-shirts and hanging out during the daytime and nice sunny weather with hawk banding. No T-shirts. You're sitting in a cold blind, you're waiting for Raptor to come migrating through. Usually it's pretty gnarly outside, but the rewards are big. So Margaret should know that. So that's, right now, delisted, peregrine falcon, and that's one of our students who just is getting the bird ready for release. And there's another one, Margaret's bird. So the bald eagle, we caught about a dozen bald eagles down here at Dead Creek. Dead Creek's an amazing classroom. So we're very fortunate. We always feel privileged when we get to go down through the gate, go down to the banding station. And it provides great opportunity for the kids. And when you can double them up, that's a good job. So, of course, for a lot of us, catching a peregrine would be motivation enough. Catching a bald eagle would be, but we had an added incentive with the kids where if we caught a peregrine falcon, it's a pizza party. So we caught the peregrine, and everybody's around. We go around the bow net, and everybody's like, pizza, all right. And so we bring the bird in, and then we catch a bald eagle. And I'm like, guys, bald eagle. They're like, pizza. It's a double pizza party. It was like, you can't make a lesson plan like that. But no, it's all about the pizza. So, but when you're doing something like this, it's all about the smile. So really, if you're making an impact, you have to go for that smile. That's usually the best way to determine whether you're getting it done. So here's the question. What's better? What more bang for your buck? Do you go songbirds or do you go hawk banding? And as you can see, the black-poll warbler with an SCF of 3.6 is really not cutting it with this. Now, this is a SCF of 6.9. This is the same kid. Same kid. So you have to have a pretty high SCF, and sometimes if you get toward 10, then you're doing all right. This is where someone goes, what's SCF? All right. Species cool factor. So if you're going to put those smiles on your face,
Overworking hours. Right.
This is a well-known formula. Rarity. If the bird's rare, that's a plus. If it's dangerous, has large talons or a beak that'll bite you, that is also a plus as well. And size. It has to be big. The bigger the better. And working hours. So working hours works against you because songbird banding, you get up in the beginning of the year, 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, and you're getting out there. So a lot of people would call and say, hey, let me know when you're going banding. And you'll call them and you'll say, be there at 3, and they never show up. But the hawk banding, it's working hours. You get out there, it's light, it's good. So SCF is rarity, danger, mass, and working hours. And the higher the SCF, the better you're doing at motivating kids, because you want to hook them. So sharp-shinned hawk, we're talking about a 5.6. So not a big smile. So it's doing the job, though. But it's kind of small. It's a little dangerous, small. Now, peregrine falcon, it's rare. You got 9.3. You got the smile going there. And you didn't have to get up at 3 in the morning. Rough like a hawk. Get some moves. So it goes up to a 9.6. And, it's rare. So they're hard to come by. And it's big.
Outdoor temperature in there too.
The outdoor temperature. Yeah. There's probably a lot of that coefficient. The tufted titmouse. Anyone here band birds, songbirds? The tufted titmouse. What do you think of that bird?
It bites.
Gee.
If it was any bigger, it'd take your head off. It's so it has a pretty high SEF because it's kind of dangerous, but rare, not very big, so, but didn't produce the smile.
Whoa.
That's a bald eagle. So we had to have a bald eagle picture because we're following a bald eagle presentation, and it's never good to follow the eagle guys because they're so cool. So bald eagle, that's a 9.8. It's got it all. So it's rare, it's big, it's dangerous, and there's a good smile on his face too. And then,
Wow.
if you could triple it up, you're doing it. So a lot of smiles on the faces. And so with owl banding, with hawk banding, you run into all the work of it all. So you gotta get up early in the morning, you gotta set up the nets, the lines tangle, the mosquitoes are biting you. There are talons to deal with. And when you're holding them, they bite. They poop on you, they do all that. So, this is just a thank you to Otter Creek Audubon and Dead Creek Wildlife Management here for making all these things possible. So, it may be just holding a bag to take a bird out of a net, but this is what you all do. So thank you very much.